Ladies and gentlemen, Crime Prevention Week, now being observed nationally, is designed for one purpose: to emphasize that crime is your personal enemy, costs money and lives, it weakens the moral and physical strength of your community. Show your respect for the law by cooperating with your police officer 52 weeks a year. Join the fight to stamp out crime, the ally of treason.
The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Fatima Cigarettes, best of all long cigarettes, brings you Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to bunco detail. A husband and wife confidence team has shifted operations to your city. Their criminal record dates back 17 years. They're masters in the art of swindling. Your job? Get them. You'll be amazed when you compare Fatima with other long cigarettes.
You'll find they now cost the same. But in Fatima, the difference is quality.
You see, Fatima is the quality king-size cigarette because it contains the finest domestic and Turkish tobaccos superbly blended. And Fatima is extra mild, with a much different, much better flavor and aroma than any other long cigarette.
So compare Fatima yourself. Fatimas now cost the same as other long cigarettes, but your first puff will tell you...
Ah, that's different.
Yes, in Fatima, the difference is quality. Ask your dealer for Fatima, the quality king-size cigarette. Best of all long cigarettes. Start enjoying Fatima tomorrow.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Monday, April 20th. It was windy in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of bunco detail. My partner's Ben Romero. The boss is Captain McCauley. My name's Friday. We were on the way out from the office, and it was 10:35 a.m. when we got to the Holy Gospel Tabernacle, the pastor's house.
Look at that palm tree.
Yeah.
Windstorm sure didn't do it any good.
Well, it was really blowing last night. Woke me up a couple of times.
Yeah, not me. I slept like a baby. What'd you say the name here was, Olson?
Yeah, got it right here. Reverend Andrew Olson.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem to be anybody at home. I'll try it again.
Mm-hmm.
No?
We said on the phone he'd either be here or at the church.
Where's that?
Just around the corner, faces on South Spring.
Not a very wealthy-looking neighborhood.
It must be the church up there.
Mm-hmm. Sure could stand a coat of paint.
Grounds are well kept, aren't they? Nice flower beds.
Look at that. Giant pansies. Tried some in the backyard last year. Too bad.
What do you mean?
Giant snails. I sliced them right off at the roots.
Guess that must be him up at the front, huh? Better close the door, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Excuse me, sir?
Oh, didn't see you.
You the Reverend Olson?
Yes, can I help you?
My name's Friday, Reverend. I talked to you on the phone.
Oh, yes, Sergeant.
And this is my partner, Sergeant Romero.
How do you do?
Oh, yeah, that night.
Sergeant Merrill?
No, that's Romero, Reverend.
Oh, excuse me, Romero. Didn't expect you so soon. A little busy here fixing the pulpit. It happened last Sunday.
What's that, Reverend?
Guess I got carried away with my sermon. Quite a commotion.
Oh?
I leaned forward in the pulpit, This whole section here just splintered and broke right off. Ruined my whole sermon. Well, I can finish this up later. Have a chair there, officers.
No,
Thank you very much.
Well, there it is, Sergeant. The names, descriptions. Mr. and Mrs. Tom Herbert. That's the name they used, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind briefing us on how it happened, Reverend? When did you first meet this couple?
They came to us a little over a month ago. Didn't have any reason to be suspicious. Mr. Herbert showed me some fine references. I didn't think it was necessary to check them.
What kind of approach did they use? Could you tell us?
Well, the first visit, Mrs. Herbert did most of the talking. She told me she and her husband wanted to write a history of our church. It was supposed to be part of an historical book on all the churches in the county. Naturally, I felt a little flattered about it.
Mm-hmm. Did this Mr. and Ms. Herbert make any demands for money or to write about your church, I mean?
Oh, no. There was no money involved at first. They said all they wanted was our cooperation in doing some of the research work. You know, looking up dates, names, things like that.
Oh, I see.
They seemed very sincere, both of them. Didn't drink, smoke. They worked very hard during the search and writing. I don't know why they had to change. It would have been nice having history written about our church.
Yes, sir. When did they first bring up the idea of money?
Well, Mr. Herbert came to me one day and showed me this letter. It was supposed to be from the people who were going to publish the history of our church. The letter said, well, because of certain business reasons, the whole thing was off. They couldn't publish the book. Mr. Herbert acted very sorry.
Mm-hmm. Did he leave that letter with you, Reverend?
No, he took it with him.
Oh.
I felt badly about the whole thing. They're doing all that work and then the book not being published.
Mm-hmm. Well, did the Herberts broach the idea of you and the church putting up the money to print the book?
Well, no, not exactly, but I guess they gave me the idea.
How do you mean?
They suggested that I talk it over with the church board, so I did. We all agreed it'd be a shame to give up the idea of the book after so much work had gone into it.
Is that when you agreed to finance the book?
Well, the board and I did, yes. It's all my fault, though. I helped to persuade them.
And the money came out of church funds, is that it?
As a matter of fact, it didn't. We only have a small operating fund, so you can see we're a small church. Congregation isn't wealthy.
And where'd the money come from, sir?
Well, for one thing, the ladies of the Altar Society put on a Sunday afternoon ham dinner. It made some money, and then the Herberts suggested we help sell advertising to pay part of the cost, so we did that, too. It still wasn't enough.
Well, exactly how much did you turn over to the Herberts?
$804.61. I had to borrow $350 from the bank to make it. It'll all have to be paid back. People who paid for their advertising, too. It'll all have to come out of our pocket. It's a terrible thing.
Yes, sir, it is.
Terrible. I don't know what I'm going to do. I hate to ask the congregation for it. Their offerings have always been so generous, and they're not wealthy either, just working people.
When was the last time that you heard from this Mr. and Ms. Herbert, Reverend?
A week ago, I guess. Yes, it was last Monday. I got anxious and called them at their hotel. It's on South Grand. I can give you the address. They told me when the books would be ready. It said it would be on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last I heard of them.
No forwarding address, no other place that you think we might find them?
No, I'm sorry. Just don't have any idea. It's so hard to believe anyone would do such a thing to us.
Yes, sir. Wonder if we could have the address of their hotel.
Yes, all right. If you'll come with me, I have it over at the house.
Did Mr. and Ms. Herbert have a car, do you know, Reverend?
I don't think so. If they did, I never saw it. I don't know what I'm going to tell the congregation. $800, that's a lot of money to our people.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Sergeant. I don't mean to be uncharitable, but Mr. and Mrs. Herbert, do they have a criminal record? Have they done this sort of thing before?
Well, their descriptions seem to fit a couple that we've been looking for. They've been working the churches in this area on and off for a couple of years now.
Can't understand why they do such a thing. It's almost like robbing a poor box.
Yes, sir, they've done that, too. 11:15 a.m. We went back to the city hall and pulled the package on the suspects, Mr. and Mrs. Tom Herbert. They were a veteran man and wife confidence team who'd worked the Los Angeles area and other large cities around the country. Their specialty seemed to be swindling churches and clergymen. Over a period of 17 years, they'd piled up a long record involving frauds and various bunco games, but they'd only been brought to trial once. The case had been dismissed for lack of sufficient evidence. 11:35 a.m., we took mug shots of Mr. and Mrs. Herbert out to the Reverend Olson, and he identified them. We checked the hotel on South Grand where they'd been staying. No leads. We got out a local broadcast and an APB on them. Together with the sheriff's office, We sent a special bulletin about the Herberts to the pastors of the different churches in the city and county. From the list of names on the Marmy sheet, we began checking out all the known friends and relatives of the suspects. One of them was a Clyde Harris, proprietor of a physical culture school out in the Wilshire district. 1 p.m. Tuesday, we drove out to talk to him.
Which way, Joe?
Right down the street, the blue and white sign there.
Oh, yeah. Venus School of Physical Culture. I can make you an all-American girl, Clyde Harris, manager. This looks like the office here.
No, we're supposed to meet him in the gym. That's next door.
Oh.
Yeah, here. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
It's back this way, I guess.
All right, now. Once again, please. All together. With me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend, bend, pull, down. Extend, bend, pull, down. With me, please. 3, 4. Mr. Carlson. Pull, down. 1, 2, pull, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend, bend, pull, down. Hold it a minute. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Tollefson. You're doing it wrong. Your pelvis is all out of position.
Excuse me, are you Clyde Harris?
Yes, did you want something?
Police officers, Mr. Harris. Like to talk to you?
Oh, yeah, officer. Could you hold on half a minute?
Sure, go right ahead.
Francis, would you take over here for a few minutes? I have to talk to these gentlemen. Ladies, Francis is going to count for you for a while. You go right ahead with the lesson. I'll be back in a few minutes. Back here, officers. Won't take too long, will it?
No, sir, just a few minutes. Sorry to interrupt your lesson.
That's all right. I just don't want to have the ladies thinking I neglect them. They pay good money for these exercises.
Yeah.
Here you are. Have a chair.
Thank you.
You said something about Tom Herbert on the phone, Sergeant. What's it all about?
Well, we understand that you're a friend of the Herberts, Mr. Harris.
Yeah, I knew Tom and Doris a couple of years back. Haven't seen much of them lately.
When was the last time you saw him?
Let's see, must be 2-3 months anyway. Anything wrong?
Well, do you know where we could locate him?
I don't know for sure. Last time I saw them, they were at a hotel downtown in South Grand, I think. Yeah, South Grand right near Pico.
You have no idea where they moved when they left there?
No, I didn't even know they'd moved.
They haven't phoned or contacted you at all in the last month or so?
No, not a word. They're not in a jam again, are they?
We'd like to talk to them, that's all. Would you know of any of their favorite spots around town, eating, drinking places?
No, I don't think I could say. They got around quite a bit. You checked with some of their other friends around town, the Pattons, the Thompsons, Mike Runyon?
What was that last one?
Mike Runyon, very good friend of the Herberts.
Ben?
No, I don't recall the name.
Well, how could we get in touch with this Runyon, Mr. Harris?
He's got a phone. Come on in the office. We'll call him if you like.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'll get Mike on the line for you, introduce you.
Would you mind talking to him, Harris? Don't tell him it's for us. Just ask if he knows where the Herberts are. Would you mind?
Yeah, all right. No answer. Maybe. Hello, Mike. Clyde Harris, Mike. Yeah, how are you? Fine. Fine? Yeah, long time. Say, Mike, you any idea where Tom and Doris Herbert are? Mm-hmm. Is that right? How about that, huh? How you doing? No, that's okay. It's not important. Sure thing, Mike. Make it soon, huh? Right. Goodbye.
Yeah?
No, he doesn't know where the Herberts are staying. Saw him a week ago out in Hollywood, though. Says they're doing fine.
How do you mean?
Ran into him outside that big church on Hollywood Boulevard. They told Mike all about it. They really got religion.
That's so.
Yeah, they're even writing a book about the church.
We called back Mike Runyon, a friend of the suspect, and he gave us the location of the church where he'd seen Mr. and Mrs. Herbert. Ben and I drove out there and talked to the pastor, Reverend John Kenworth. We showed him the Herberts' mugshots, and he identified them. They were going under the name of Williams, and supposedly they were writing a book about the history of the church. To cover publishing expenses and research, more than $1,000 from parish contributions had been placed in a separate account at a local bank. Reverend Kenworth told us that it was a special joint account, and the Herberts had access to it. Ben got on the phone and called the bank.
How's that? Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Yeah, all right, thank you.
What'd they say?
The two of them were in the bank yesterday. They didn't draw out everything.
How much did they leave?
$3.
Ben and I checked with the teller at the bank and showed him mug shots of Mr. and Ms. Herbert. He identified them as the couple who'd withdrawn the church funds. We went to the hotel address the suspects had given to Reverend Kenworth. They'd checked out 2 days before. The search went on. 2 weeks passed. We ran out of leads. No further reports on the couple. A month went by. Tuesday, May 23rd, we got an APB from San Francisco on a couple answering the Herbert's description. They were still working the church angle. During the next 6 weeks, we got reports on them from Washington, Oregon, Nevada, and Northern California. In Sacramento, they apparently changed their M.O. for the first time. They started selling phony health insurance policies. They promised everything, and they had a lot of takers. One of the big selling points was a clause which promised full protection if anybody in the family should come down with polio. From Sacramento, they headed south to Oakland and then to Fresno. On July 10th, the complaints started to come in, and we knew the Herberts had moved into Los Angeles with their health insurance racket. One of the first victims was a Carl Fogarty. He lived out in the Westlake area.
There's a policy they gave me, Sergeant. Apex Health Insurance. Not worth the paper it's printed on.
When did they sell you this, Mr. Fogarty? You remember?
3 weeks ago, I guess. Never would have known it was phony if my boy hadn't come down with polio.
How's he getting along?
Not too good. Right leg. He's got it bad there. It's not as if we don't have enough grief. We got to lose out on this bum insurance.
You mind if I take a look at that policy, sir?
No. Go ahead. Here you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, same outfit, Joe. Apex Health Insurance. Same phony address.
Yeah. Would you remember the man who sold you this, do you think?
I think I would, yeah.
I wonder if you'd mind looking through these pictures, Mr. Fogarty?
Mm-hmm. Not at all.
Just look at them carefully, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one. That's him. I remember. Who's he?
His name's Herbert. When he came in to sell you this policy, was he alone?
Yeah, he was. Had a real good sales talk.
How much did you pay for the insurance?
Let me see. $43 and some odd cents. I remember that because I cashed in my war bond, and then I took $5 out of the rent money.
Outside of this policy here, you have no other papers that the man might have given you?
No, nothing but this business card here. He gave me that. You see here, the same name, Apex Health Insurance.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Fogarty. We hope your little boy pulls out of it all right.
Yeah, thanks.
Here's our card, sir. If there's anything we can do, give us a call.
Sure, okay.
About time we check the office, huh?
I think so. Do you have a phone here, Mr. Fogarty?
Oh, yeah, Sergeant. Straight back in the hall there. Help yourself.
Thank you very much. $2572. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Fred. Joe Friday. Anything for us in the book? West 7th. Yeah, okay. Right. Thanks, Fred.
Anything doing?
It looks pretty good. Office got a call from a printing shop out on West 7th. The manager's got an order he's not too sure about.
How do you mean?
It's for a batch of letterhead stationery, business cards.
Yeah? For who?
Apex Health Insurance.
You are listening to Dragnet for the step-by-step solution to tonight's authentic case history.
Here, step by step, are the actual reasons why Fatima is the quality king-size cigarette. Why in Fatima, the difference is quality.
Quality of tobaccos. The finest domestic and Turkish varieties, extra mild and superbly blended to give you a much different, much better flavor and aroma.
Quality of manufacture. Smooth, round, perfect cigarettes. Rolled in the finest paper money can buy. Manufactured in the newest and most modern of all cigarette factories.
Quality even to the appearance of the bright, clean, golden yellow package. Carefully wrapped and sealed to bring you Fatima's rich, fresh, extra mild flavor.
Compare Fatima yourself. Fatimas now cost the same as other long cigarettes, but your first puff will tell you.
Ah, that's different.
Yes, in Fatima, the difference is quality. Insist on Fatima. Start enjoying the quality king-size cigarette. Fatima. Best of all, long cigarettes.
Wednesday, July 10th, 4 p.m. Ben and I drove back downtown to the printing shop on West 7th Street and talked with the manager. He told us that the order for stationery and business cards for the Apex Health Insurance Company had been placed 2 days before. He said he'd become suspicious after reading a story in one of the newspapers about the polio insurance fraud. He also said that the customer who'd ordered the stuff was a woman. She told him that she would call and pick up the order on Friday. We showed the manager a handful of mug shots. He could give us only a partial identification of Mrs. Herbert's picture. We called the office, told them we were going on stakeout, and arranged for a relief. Ben and I spent the rest of Wednesday and all day Thursday and Friday in the rear of the print shop, where we could keep an eye on everyone entering the place. Friday, 6 p.m. No sign of the Herberts. Not a trace. Saturday, the same. No sign of either one of them. Monday, more waiting. The suspect stayed away. Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. I went out the rear door, went down the street and got some cigarettes, and then I headed back for the print shop.
Ben, keep your coat on, Joe. Just call the office for a relief.
Why, what's doing?
Have Clyde Harris, friend of the Herberts, the guy who runs the physical culture school.
Yeah, what about him?
He called the office, wanted to talk to us. I phoned him out there at the gym.
Yeah?
He told me he was out drinking last night, and he met Mrs. Herbert at a bar. She was alone.
Did he tell you where to find her?
The Greenwood Apartments, 603.
When the relief men arrived, Ben and I left and drove across town to the Greenwood Apartments on Taylor Street. It was a 3-story frame building set back from the sidewalk behind a sloping lawn lined with a box hedge. We checked the names on the mailboxes. The name T.J. Bronson was listed for apartment 603. We rang, but there was no answer.
Better try the manager, huh?
Yeah.
It's a nice place. The insurance racket must be paying off for him.
Here we go.
Yeah? Can I help you?
Yes, are you the manager here?
That's right. Thatcher's my name. Can I help you?
Police officers, Mr. Thatcher. We're trying to locate the people in 603.
Oh, that crazy woman tried to blow up the place last night.
Why, what do you mean?
Mrs. Bronson, she came in drunk about 2 a.m. No sense at all. About 3 a.m., the folks in 601 called me and they said they smelled gas. I went up there and found her in the kitchenette. Out like a light gas stove turned on, going full blast. Crazy.
Where's her husband?
Couldn't say, chasing around again, I think. Hadn't been home in a week. Lucky I got to that gas before somebody lit a match.
You said it happened about 3 this morning?
That's right. Crazy woman. She'll be all right, though.
Where's she now, do you know?
Yeah, County Hospital.
4:25 p.m. Ben and I got in touch with the office and arranged for a stakeout at the Herberts' apartment. We called homicide and checked on the attempt suicide report. They informed us that the woman had been taken to the psycho ward, County Hospital. We went over to the hospital, checked at the main desk, and identified ourselves. The nurse on duty had us shown to the ward where the suspect, Doris Herbert, was confined. She was a halfway attractive woman in her late 40s. Short, bleach blonde hair, dark eyes with deep circles under them. She turned and looked up as we stopped beside her bed.
Excuse me. You Doris Herbert? Is your name Doris Herbert?
What do you want?
Police officers, we'd like to talk to you for a minute.
I knew you'd be around. I don't care.
Ma'am?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole rotten thing. I knew you'd come.
We just have a few questions, ma'am. It won't take long.
Go ahead. I don't care. Did you find him yet?
You mean your husband?
He's not my husband. Not anymore. Him and that cheap girl behind my back sneaking around. 20 years we've been happy, and he throws me away.
Where's your husband now, Miss Herbert?
With her. He's been with her a week. He doesn't even care I'm here. 20 years ago, he cared. I found him and taught him something. I taught him everything he knows.
This girl that your husband's with, where does she stay, do you know?
Yeah, an apartment. It's on Franklin, right on the corner, Franklin and Laurel. You were close, weren't you? You knew it was us.
What's this girl's name?
Marie Daly. I saw her with him. Tell me something.
Yeah.
You know it was us, Tom and me, the insurance?
Yeah, we knew it was you.
I didn't like it. It wasn't a clean game. Tom's idea. We made money, but I didn't like it. It wasn't clean.
All right, Miss Herbert, we'll talk to you later.
No, not me. I'm going to die. I'm going to die and forget all about it. You just be sure and get him, won't you, Tom? I told him everything he knows. Get him.
You're sure about the address?
Yeah, I'm sure. Tell me something.
Hmm?
Why did he have to do it to me? Throwing me away, lying, taking that cheap girl. Why did he do it to me?
Well, you ought to have an idea.
Huh?
You taught him everything he knows. Before we left the hospital, we made arrangements to have Doris Herbert transferred to the prison ward. 5 p.m. We drove out to the apartment house at Franklin and Laurel and checked with the landlady. She told us that Tom Herbert's girlfriend, Marie Daly, had checked out of her apartment the day before. She said the Daly girl had a middle-aged man with her. We showed the landlady Herbert's mugshot, and she identified him as that man. She had no forwarding address on her, but she did remember the name of the express truck that called to pick up the Daly girl's baggage. We checked with the express company and found that the trunks had been taken to the Lockheed Air Terminal. We started calling the airlines. 6:30 p.m. We finally got a report that a man answering Tom Herbert's description had booked passage for 2 on a flight to Mexico City. The plane was scheduled to leave at 8:35 that night. Ben and I drove out to the airport and went on stakeout. 8:15 p.m. We waited. 8:20. No sign of them.
United Airlines mainliner flight 649 from Denver and intermediate cities. Now
Getting a little late, huh?
Yeah, it's 8:24. They're cutting it close.
Going in the bar, Joe. Take a look.
Yeah, that's them. Let's go.
Not hard to spot. What's the matter with the girl?
Looks pretty drunk. All right, come on.
Bourbon and water, huh, Marie? Is that what you want?
Bourbon and water, yeah.
Haven't got much time. We don't want to miss that plane.
We won't miss it.
You Tom Herbert?
Yes, what is it?
Police officers like to talk to you downtown.
Just a minute. This must be some kind of mistake.
No mistake, Herbert. We talked to your wife. Let's go.
What is it, Tom? What do they want?
Nothing. It's a mistake. Now, look, officers, I don't know what this is all about, but we have to get a plane. The 8:35. I can't go downtown with you. Can't we talk it over here? I'm sure we can straighten this out.
Your wife copped out, Herbert. Now, let's make it easy, huh?
Come on, lady.
What's he talking about, Tom? A wife? What does he mean?
I told you it's a mistake. Now, be reasonable, huh, officer? All we want to do is take a trip. We've been planning on this. New clothes, new luggage.
Here's your hat. Our car's outside.
It's a mistake. You can't do this. We planned on it. We've been waiting a long time for this.
Yes, sir. So have we. Come on, let's go.
The story you have just heard was true. Only the names were changed to protect the innocent.
On October 28th, trial was held in Superior Court, Department 88, City and County of Los Angeles, State of California. In a moment, the results of that trial.
Now, here is our star, Jack Webb.
Thank you. Friends, each week we're honored with letters from listeners all over the country. Letters telling us that you've bought Fatimas and you find them the best of all long cigarettes. Well, thanks to you and the many thousands of other smokers who have switched to Fatimas, I'm happy to report that more people are now enjoying Fatimas than ever before. January sales figures just released show that in the East, Fatima sales are up 56%. In the Middle West, sales up 133%. And here on the coast, Fatima shows an increase of 68%. Well, that means Fatima sales are up nearly 70% all over the country. Now, if you haven't yet discovered Fatima's much different, much better flavor and aroma, I suggest that you buy a pack tomorrow. When you do, I'm convinced you'll agree with Fatima smokers everywhere. In Fatima, the difference is quality.
Mr. and Mrs. Tom Herbert were tried and convicted on several counts of grand theft. They are now confined in the state penitentiary for the term prescribed by law. Grand theft is punishable by confinement for not less than 1 nor more than 10 years. You have just heard Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker, Los Angeles Police Department.
Fatima Cigarettes, best of all long cigarettes, has brought you Dragnet, portions transcribed from Los Angeles.
David Harding, Counter Spy, solves an exciting case next on NBC.
Detective Sergeant. You're assigned to robbery detail. A lone bandit robs a jewelry store in broad daylight. He takes $5,000 in precious stones. He's reckless. He's well armed. Your job? Get him. Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It's Tuesday, December 2nd. We're Skelly in Los Angeles. We were working a day watch out of robbery detail. My partner's Ben Romero. The boss is Captain Gideon. My name's Friday. It was 1:48 p.m. when I got to the basement of the city hall. The car, please.
Joe, over here.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Joe. This from Douglas, is that right?
Yeah. Better take Beverly Boulevard out, huh?
Right. Want to get the radio?
Yeah, all right.
No report yet?
No, he got away on foot. He headed down 6th Street after the holdup, lost himself in the crowd. Better watch it there.
Oh, yeah. How'd the thief work it? Did you get the story?
Well, there's not much to tell. He walked in the store at the right time, pointed a gun, grabbed a tray full of diamond rings, and walked out. $5,000. Figured he must have had the jewelry store pretty well cased.
And he's like he's had practice.
Well, could be. But sure, one thing, he's well armed.
All units. At 3rd and Bigfoot. 3rd and Bigfoot.
You get it up, huh?
Yeah.
And with a gun. All units at 3rd and Bigfoot. Traffic accident. A man with a gun. Code in. KMA 67.
Well, if we can roll on it, huh?
Right, that's Bixby just ahead.
Yeah, I'll call in. 80K to control 1. 80K to control 1.
Control 1, 30K. Go ahead.
80K out for investigation. 3rd and Bixel. KMA 267.
Roger 80K. Code 6 to 3rd and Bigfoot. KMA 267.
That must be it up ahead, Joe.
Yeah. Right in the middle of the intersection there, the car turned over, huh?
Hmm? Let's ought to do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Man, it's stretched out on the street over there, but it's good.
Yeah, I wonder if we can get through here, please.
Excuse me, please.
Let us through, please.
Well, let's don't just stand around looking. If somebody call the police yet, excuse me.
You involved in this?
Sure, I was in it.
Did anybody call police?
We're police officers. What happened? Oh, I'm sure glad to see you. Awful lot of trouble.
Yeah. How about this man here? What happened?
Oh, I slugged him. I had to. What do you mean? Well, I don't know what happened. He went a little crazy, I guess. He pulled this gun on me. How is he, Jeff?
He's got a bump on the head. He seems to be all right otherwise. What's your name, sir?
Ernie Brooks. That truck over there, that's what I was driving. I was coming down 3rd Street, and I stopped at the red light over there. That corner over there? Yeah. And when the light turned green, I started across the intersection. This guy laying here came barreling down Bixby, went right through the red light, hit the front of my truck. Flipped his car right over on the side, just like the street.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the guy went a little crazy, I guess. Right after the crack-up, I pulled the truck to the curb and got out. This fellow here was just climbing out of the top side of his car. Didn't seem hurt at all.
Yeah, huh?
Well, when he saw me coming over to him, he pulled a gun and pointed it at me. Then he turned and started running. I couldn't figure it out. What'd you do? Well, as soon as he turned his back to run, I went for him and tackled him. Fought like a tiger. That's why I say I slugged him out. I had to, officer. There's something awful funny about the whole thing.
What do you mean by that?
Well, look here. There's spots right here. It fell out of his coat when I slugged him. You take a look. Yeah? Here. Must be 3-4 dozen in there. Rings, all kinds. Yeah. Looks like diamonds in them, doesn't it?
The ambulance arrived, and we took the unconscious fuel robbery suspect to Georgia Street Receiving Hospital. After he was revived and treated for cuts and bruises, we took him back to the city hall at the interrogation room. He fitted the description of the jewelry store bandit almost exactly. He refused to talk. He wouldn't even give us his name. We had his fingerprints taken, and then we had them checked through R&I. The man was identified as Vernon Albert McCauley, an ex-convict out of Folsom and a 2-time loser. He served 1 5-year term for armed robbery and another 3 years for ADW. We checked out the wrecked car he'd been driving and found out that it had been stolen 2 blocks from the scene of the holdup. We had the manager of the jewelry store which had been robbed brought downtown. He identified McCauley as the bandit.
The suspect still refused to talk. Ben and I took him to the main jail, where he was booked on suspicion of 211 PC. 4:15 p.m. He checked back in at the office. Takes some of them a long time to learn. Yeah, two-time loser. This one ought to finish him. I can't figure. He's been out of post in 7 months and going right back in again. Yeah. Well, we can get the complaint from the DA tomorrow and set the arraignment for Thursday. Yeah. Maybe check with the manager of the jewelry store first. I wonder if Nicole could have been in on those gas station holdup. Remember? Last month? Yeah. Well, we'll have him in the show up Thursday and see what happens. You want to take care of your arrest report? Yeah. I'll get out an APB, too. Might turn up some outside jobs on him. I'm still hungry. You still got that candy bar from lunch? Yes, I think so. Don't worry here. Yeah, here you go. Uh-huh. What's the matter with you lately, anyway? I don't know. Been eating like a horse, down the town. I'll stop. I'll get it. What do you got, Joe? No. All right, does it? What? Nicole, he escaped. A broadcast and an all-points bulletin were gotten out on Vernon Nicole. All units in the vicinity of the escape were alerted. An hour passed. There was no report on the suspect. We checked with the main jail and got the details on the escape. They told us that while Nicole was being locked up in his cell, he pushed his fingers into the door jamb and had them badly mashed when the cell door closed on them. Both of Nicole's wrists were then handcuffed, and along with 2 other ailing suspects, he was taken over to Georgia Street Receiving Hospital by a pair of transportation officers. Going up the stairs to the hospital, Nicole had turned suddenly, kicked one of the officers in the stomach, slugged the other one, and escaped. It happened at about 4:14 p.m. By 11 o'clock that night, there wasn't a trace of the suspect. 7:30 the next morning, Ben and I checked back in for work. Nicole was still at large. Overnight report, Joe. Hamble up. What do you got? Yeah. Liquor store. Gas station. Mm-hmm. Another liquor store. All 3 of them held up between midnight and 2 a.m. Take a look at the bank description. WMA, 5 feet 950 pounds. Medium build, dark hazel, hairy dark eyes, fair complexion, deep scar on chin. How about? We didn't waste time getting started again, did we? A pretty big come down if it's Nicole. Diamond theft the liquor store. Well, he had to do something. He didn't have any clothes, no money. How about that car he used on those jobs? Stolen. He covered early this morning. They're going over to print. So now, Joe? Really? Got on this one right away. Where did you just call a minute ago? What's that? Here's the name, address. Matthew Hobbs. He runs a candy store near one of the grade schools over in Boyle Heights. He might be able to tell you something. Yeah, about what? Nicole. Saw him last night. We got in the car and drove over to the Boyle Heights district where we located Matthew Hobbs' place of business. It was a small store on Delray Avenue, 1 block from the neighborhood grammar school. The sign out in front read, New Geneva Candy Parlor and Variety Store. There was the usual display in the window. A wind-up train, a few inexpensive dolls, pencils, writing tablets, and some crepe paper. Inside, the main attraction was 2 long showcases filled with a variety of penny candy. There was a small soda fountain at the rear of the store, topped with a slab of worn marble. Matthew Hobbs was a small, thin man. He looked to be in his mid-60s. He sat behind one of the counters selling cellophane bags of Christmas candy while he talked to us. We asked him about Nicole. Yes, that's right. Someone was here last night. About 10 o'clock, 10:15, no later. You want me to help him? Did you know Nicole that well, Mr. Hobbs? As well as I know most of the kids that grew up around here. Yes, I guess I knew him well. Well, what did he ask for in the way of help? His money, clothes. He got no family left. I guess I was the only one he thought to come to. Mm-hmm. Well, how is it that you didn't notify us sooner, Mr. Hobbs? I knew you'd ask. I'd like to explain if I could. Yes, sir, please. Did you hand me that stack of bags there, Sergeant? No. Yes? No, the number 2. Yeah, those, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, here you are. Thank you. As I said, he knocked on my back door about 10 o'clock, and I let him in. Acted just like an animal. Some kind of crazy animal. Did he have handcuffs on? Yeah, but the chain connecting him was broken. It made me pile off each handcuff. Yeah? I wouldn't do it at first. I had no idea what was going on. He said he'd kill me if I didn't help him. He kept threatening me. I never saw Vernon like that before. Uh-huh. Go on, Pete. You know, Sergeant, I knew that boy when he was in grammar school right up the street there. Won't you sit down and think sometimes, huh? Where they grow up and change? Yes, sir. Well, what happened after you took the cuffs off of him? Well, he got out of his jail clothes and put on one of my suits. Took what I had in my wallet, $12, and then he kept running around till he found my gun. He took that with him, too.
Well, didn't you think of calling for help?
Not the way he acted, Sergeant. Just like a crazy animal. Wanted to kill me if I'd have tried anything. He warned me not to tell anybody he was here. Said he'd come back and kill me if I did. Well, I waited this morning and I called the police.
You said Macaulay took a gun from Mr. Howden. What kind of a gun was it?
32 automatic. A Colt. I've had it for years. I have it registered with you people. He took just what he pleased. Clothes, guns, money. If you want the truth, Sergeant, I just wasn't brave enough to try to stop him.
Well, when Macaulay left here, did you notice if he had a car?
No, he left on foot. Walked across the street and went down that way, towards town. I don't know. I don't suppose you'll get too far. I hope not.
Do you have any idea who he might try to contact? Some of his old friends, his relatives?
No. He doesn't have any folks I know of. Terrible thing, isn't it? Kids growing up. Well, the way they change, like Macaulay. I can understand them when they're kids. Seen hundreds of them come through here. Know what they're thinking, how they feel. Kind of a hobby. I understand kids. The trouble is they grow up. All of a sudden they stop being kids. I don't understand them after that.
After we left the candy store, we went back to the office and got out a supplementary APB containing a description of the suspect's clothing and the gun that he'd stolen. Together with Gonzalez and Pena from robbery, Ben and I checked all of Macaulay's known friends in his usual hangout. Stakeouts were placed. We got nowhere. The late evening holdups continued. Each of the victims identified Macaulay as the bandit. He used the same M.O. in each case. They worked only on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. He'd steal a car, pull 3 holdups in the same general area within an hour, abandon the car in the same area, and then disappear. 2 weeks passed, and then a month. The weekend robberies went on. In the most recent hold-up victims, we found out that Macaulay had picked up a partner. We checked the man's description through his staff's office. Each of the stolen cars used by the suspects and then abandoned were checked for prints. We failed to identify the second man. The hold-ups continued. Macaulay and his partner were still at large. Monday, January 26, 8:30 a.m. Ben and I met with Captain Didion.
What's the count, Skip? The usual. 3 holdups Friday, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. He's proved his point. He's consistent. Now, when do you blow the whistle on him?
We're doing everything that can be done. Stakeouts, extra units on duty.
Not enough. The corner pocket wants some results. They want them fast.
How about the times listed for the 3 pickups last night? They've been double-checked.
No, correct. There's something else for you. Figure it out.
What is it, Joe? Oh, let's see. The drugstore out in West Hollywood robbed at 11:14 p.m.
Yeah?
All right, now this one. Coffee shop out in the valley. Robbed at 11:21 p.m. Both of them the same M.O., same everything.
Well, it doesn't figure. They couldn't have made it from the spot in West Hollywood out to the valley in 7 minutes. It's not possible.
There's a report. Check it.
I know, but how could they do it?
There must be some way to work out the answer. There's got to be.
I can give you a shortcut.
Yeah?
Macaulay, find him.
Another 2 weeks passed, and then 2 weeks more. Besides the extra men and units put in service on weekends, 24 separate stakeouts were established in areas where we figured Macaulay and his accomplice would strike. Didn't help much. The holdups continued. There was only one difference. The description of the bandit didn't jive anymore. We still didn't have an answer to the superhuman speed that the 2 gunmen seemed to show in robbing victims at widely separated points, all within a short period of time. We stayed on it. Friday, February 21st. Ben and I took our turn on night stakeout in a vacant store on Sunset Boulevard. We were assigned to cover a drugstore and a bar directly across the street. We spent 2 weekends on the job. It was quiet. Nothing happened. The third weekend was no different.
One thing's for sure. We never have any luck taking stakeout.
No, we didn't.
This empty store must be the draftiest place in town.
Oh, no, we've had worse. What time you got?
5 past midnight. A little band over in the bar. Sure earn their money, don't they?
Allowed anyway. Here, Beth. Have a look.
Hey.
Getting out of that car down the street there, see?
Oh, yeah, they're heading for the bar. What do you think?
Both got dark here. About the same bill.
Sounds like they're in a hurry. They're going in the bar.
Yeah, come on. Come on, we better hurry. That's it. Come on. All right, throw down the gun. Look out. Hold it. Throw down your gun.
Now, come on, hands behind your head. Watch it. All right, hold it right there. Come on, on your feet. You all right, Ben? Yeah. You had a good drink. I like both of them. It wrapped it up, huh?
Well, you better look again.
Huh?
Neither one of them, Macaulay.
You are listening to Dragnet, a series of authentic case histories documented from official files.
Many of our corporate customers are worried about employees going wild purchasing office supplies. StaplesLink.com allows them to set up workflow approvals and gives them more control over purchases. StaplesLink.com and IBM are bringing office supplies and office management together. I'm Anne Marie Keene of StaplesLink.com, Vice President of Business-to-Business e-commerce. Staples Link took a great idea, a giant step forward. Staples revolutionized the office supply industry with the superstore.
Saturday, February 22nd. Ben and I took the two robbery suspects downtown to the city hall to the interrogation room. We checked them through R&I and found that they both had records for burglary and grand theft auto. The car that they'd been using that night had been stolen. After 2.5 hours of interrogation, one of the suspects, a P. Albanese, decided to break down and cooperate. 1 a.m., the interrogation room.
I get something out of it, don't I? Helping you. You never don't forget to help you when you get me in court. Most people know about it, Pete. And be making your report. I want your story. I knew I never should have went for it. Believe me, it won't happen again. Macaulay, he talked me into it.
Talked into what, Pete?
Helping him out on his pickup. I was his partner in his first one.
After he broke through?
Yeah, that's right. He came to me with a foolproof system of his, and I was sucker enough to go for it.
How long did you work with him?
Just a couple of weekends. 3, 4, maybe. I didn't get along with him. No, nobody gets along with him. He's a little crazy, I think.
Who's working with him now?
Oh, I don't know. He's had 2, 3 different guys. I don't know who's with him. Say, Sergeant, can I have a drink of water, please?
I'll get you something.
How about the way Macaulay works? 3 or 4 robberies a night all over town. A lot of guys working, that's all.
You mean they all think of the same way, huh?
Yeah, sure. When I left him, I went on my own. I picked up a partner and used his system. Pretty good one, huh? Well, it looked like a good one, anyway.
You mean working on the weekends, picking up a hot car, dropping it fast?
Yeah, you got it. There must be half a dozen guys in this town working the system. They all got it from Macaulay. He taught it to them.
Where do we find him, Pete, you know?
Macaulay? No, not for sure. He's got figures, you know. He doesn't live there in town. He only comes up for the weekends, works Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then he takes off again. Takes off for work. Went down by the border someplace, Tom City, Tijuana, I'm not sure. You know, don't forget I'm helping you, huh? You'll let him know I cooperated.
Yeah, we'll let him know, Pete. Now, when's the last time you saw Macaulay? Huh?
Oh, it's been a month anyway. I never want to see him again. So this may help you, though. I know where his girlfriend stays.
Yeah?
Tell me on South Rampart. I can give you the address. She probably goes here once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else you can think of?
No, that's about it. There won't be any pushover, Sergeant. Like I said, I think he's a little crazy. It's not going to be an easy one to take.
Well, we'll give it a try.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. He's wild, but you'll get him, I guess. Just one thing.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell him first.
3:45 a.m. Pete Albanese and his accomplice were booked at the main jail on suspicion 211 P2. The next morning, Ben and I checked out the address of Macaulay's girlfriend, which Albanese had given us. The girlfriend's name was Esther Revard. She told us that she hadn't seen Macaulay in more than 2 weeks. We asked her if she knew where the suspect stayed when he was in town. She gave us an address on South Pico. We called in and arranged for a stakeout on the girl's place, and then we drove over to check the address that she'd given us. It was a small apartment court on the edge of the industrial district. Macaulay wasn't there, neither was the manager. We talked to one of the tenants who told us that the manager, Mrs. Clara Fontaine, was out of town. He said that while she was gone, her daughter Norma was looking after the place. The daughter was employed as a secretary at the Blue Cross Hospital Plan office over on Wilshire Boulevard. We called the office and arranged for another stakeout at the apartment court. 1:25 p.m. We located the landlady's daughter at the Blue Cross office on Wilshire. We showed her Macaulay's mugshot.
Yes, it's one of Mama's tenants, Mr. Reynolds. He's on Bungalow 5.
Anyone staying with him, Miss Fontaine?
No one's registered with him, no. He has visitors, though. Is there something wrong?
Well, when did you see this man last?
This morning. When I was leaving for work, he was outside working on his car. Would you excuse me, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Blue Cross? Yes, sir? I see. No, just address the letter to Blue Cross Hospital, son. You can send it to us here at the Wiltshire office. That's right. Well, you're welcome. I'm sorry. What was I going to say?
You told us that you saw this man working on his car this morning.
Oh, yes, he was parked right outside in front. I couldn't very well miss it. I'm going to tell Mama about it when she gets home.
What's that, miss?
It was certainly strange because it's not that time of year. That's why I noticed it.
What's that?
He was changing the license plate on his car.
Did you get the numbers?
It's right here in my place.
1:32 p.m. With the information furnished us by the girl, Ben got on the phone and called in a description of the suspect's car, together with the 2 sets of license numbers. With a 1941 Ford sedan, dark blue, white sidewall tires. Communications got out a broadcast and a supplementary ATV on it. At 6 p.m., Ben and I relieved the men on a stakeout at Nicoli's apartment. We waited. No sign of him. We checked with the office on the hour. No sign of the car. 10 p.m. Still nothing doing. 11 o'clock. Nothing. Gonzalez and Pena from robbery drove out, relieved us, and we headed back to the office. 11:26 p.m. What do you figure? I don't know. It's plugged every hole I can think of. Things due for a break, isn't it? Overdue. I could use some sleep. Wait a minute. Right. Yeah, right away. Skipper? Hi. Here's one to move on. Yeah? Carlson Beacon, southeast corner. What is it? Nicoli's car. They got it spotted. 11:56 p.m. Ben and I drove to the vicinity of 12th and Beacon, where we checked with the men in Unit 80K who'd spotted the car. They'd gotten out a code 5 on it. The description matched perfectly. A 1941 Ford sedan, dark blue, white sidewall tires. The license number was one of those given us by the apartment manager's daughter that afternoon. Together with the 2 men in 86K, we staked out on the suspect's car at a distance. It was parked almost exactly in the middle of the block. About 20 feet behind it, a red and white delivery truck was parked. The street was fairly deserted. The only place of business open was a small corner bar at the far end of the block. 12:30. 1 a.m. No one came near the dark blue sedan. We waited. 2 a.m. The corner bar closed up. A man came out, got in the red and white delivery truck, and drove off. 2:30 a.m. The dark blue sedan was still sitting there. We kept waiting.
Roger 59, code 7.
Well, one way or the other, I wish he'd make up his mind. It's a long ways. Cold room here, and it wasn't that vacant store. Oh, better check and see if you're clear. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. 80K to Control 1. 80K to Control 1.
Control 1 to 80K. Go ahead.
80K to Control 1. Are we clear?
Control 1 to 80K. Stand by.
Oh, you on smoke? I'm out. You too? Yeah. I guess we do without. Yeah.
Control 1 to 80K. Control 1 to 80K. You're clear. Code 1, KM867.
80K to Control 1, Roger. KM867. Hey, have a look, Joe. Just turn the corner. Where? Far end of the block, opposite side. Heading up this way. Yeah. You make out 2 of them there? Mm-hmm. 2. They're passing by the sedan. No, are they? No. We're getting there, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Come on. Spotted us, Joe. They're getting out.
All right, hold it there, both of you. Now, Joe. Throw up the Coley.
Behind that car.
All right, hold it. Don't shoot, Joe.
Throw out your gun, both of you.
Harry, don't shoot. Throw out your gun. They'll kill it. Get up, Harry. They'll kill it.
Come on, throw them out.
Don't shoot. Here's my gun. Don't shoot.
One of them.
Come on, Harry. You got it. Get up.
That's 2. Let's go. Yeah, careful.
There's a gun. Don't shoot. I got my hands up.
All right, keep them up.
Okay, I will. Just don't shoot. I didn't use my gun. Harry did. I tried to tell him you heard me. You heard me. Said you not to shoot. Check my gun. I didn't shoot at you.
Come on. Get him out in front of him. I'll get the gun. All right.
Come on, officer. 3rd time for me.
All right, save it. Okay, Joe, you ready? Let's go.
Please, huh?
You ready to break?
You picked the wrong time to cry, mister. Please, now, this is the third time for me. I'm no good in that. You had your chances. You kicked them away. That's not the deal, huh? I'm no good in jail. No good at all. You'll know better out here. Let's go. The
story you have just heard was true. Only the names were changed to protect the innocent. On May 24th, trial was held in Superior Court, Department 87, City and County of Los Angeles, State of California. In a moment, the results of that trial. Now... Vernon Nicoli and his accomplices were tried and convicted on several counts of first-degree robbery. They received sentences as prescribed by law and are now serving their terms in the state penitentiary. First-degree robbery is punishable by a prison term of not less than 5 years, with a maximum life term.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Cross has been asked by your government to help the nation mobilize for defense. You can help by giving generously to the Red Cross.
You have just heard Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker, Los Angeles Police Department. The